TheStuff.com. It's all thanks to Sticks and Stuff and Swanton Lumber. We have a full show today going until 7 p.m. We will get to our Freddie Coleman takeaways here momentarily, and then Brian Gallagher of the Vermont Mountaineers will stop by in about 30 minutes from now, about 25 minutes from now at about 6:30. But we will stick with the Patriots right here. As painful as this is to say, and as painful as this is to realize, we are done being able to count on Julian Edelman. I am not saying that Julian Edelman can't play. And if he does make it to the season with the Patriots, I certainly think he's a guy who can contribute. But going into the season, approaching free agency, approaching the draft, Edelman is not a guy that you can just pencil in for 85 to 100 catches. If he gets there, great. It's a huge bonus for you. But after I heard this from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, you can no longer count on Julian Edelman.
Veteran receiver, obviously a longtime face of the franchise in New England, still trying to work his way back from a knee injury that drastically shortened his 2020 season. My understanding is he does want to play in 2021. That's not the important thing. The important thing is his knee going to be healthy enough to play? He is still rehabbing. He is still recovering, still trying to see if he is healthy enough to be out there for the 2021 season. No decision made yet on which way that is going to go.
He wants to play, but will he be healthy enough to play? We're talking about 6 months from now. Will Julian Edelman be well enough to play on opening day? There's still questions about it. Julian Edelman didn't play the last 2 months of the season, and now we're still not sure how he's going to look 6 months from now. This is a massive concern to me. Again, if Edelman can play, I think he's a guy who can contribute. I just don't know if we're ever going to get to that point. And because of that doubt, we can't rely on Julian Edelman. You can't pencil him in for anything. 802-585-3026, Napa Morrisville, Napa Waterbury text line. Your thoughts on Edelman and the Patriots potentially not having him in 2021. I am at the point where, yeah, if Edelman is there, great, it's a bonus. But I got a plan going into free agency, going into the draft. I got a plan like he's not there. I have to operate in this offseason like I'm counting on Jacoby Myers being present and N'Keal Harry still being there as well. And he's skating by on thin ice at this point, heading into year 3 of his career. But Damiere Byrd's a free agent. Julian Edelman is a huge wild card. I got a ton of questions at the wide receiver group. I can only really count on Myers and Harry taking up roster spots at this point. Everything else, I got to address wide receiver in a whole bunch of different ways. Early round draft pick, mid-round draft pick, undrafted free agent, trade, signed, multiple signings. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to need probably 4 to 5 new wide receivers. And if Edelman can be part of the group, great. But if he's not, you've planned for it. You can't let Julian Edelman and his contract or his status with the organization prohibit what you do in this draft. If he is there, great. I want him to be there. If it's Cam Newton, Edelman likes Cam Newton. If it's not Cam Newton, Edelman did show the ability, kind of surprising to me, to mix with a quarterback not named Tom Brady. Edelman would be a guy that I would value on this roster who I think can play if he's healthy. But because I don't know if he's healthy, I need to now plan as if he's not going to be there. Draft, free agency, trade market, unsigned players, supplemental draft, Canada, I don't care where you get them from, you need probably 4 to 5 new wide receivers. Myers is there. He's really the only sure thing in my mind. Harry is there for now. Edelman, I hope, is there. That would be 3. Beyond that, I mean, Gunnar Olszewski's not a wide receiver to me. He's a special teams player. Damiere Byrd's a free agent. Okay, Dante Moncrief for these other guys they brought in last year, no one there is counted on. But after hearing what Ian Rappaport said, yes, I am worried about Julian Edelman, and I am no longer counting on Julian Edelman. I want to stick with the Patriots, and I want to transition to this. So again, here we go. Napa Waterbury text line, 585-3026. get one in from Leah in Springfield, who says, I can't imagine a Patriots team without Julian Edelman. I don't want to imagine a Patriots team without Julian Edelman, but we have to start planning for that. The organization has to start planning for that. This team needs a refurbishment of talent, and right now they just kind of have none of it. Mike Clay of ESPN, who kind of specializes in fantasy football, put out his positional grades, and I don't know his system, but the bottom line is this. Patriots had one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the NFL. One of the worst. And they had the worst tight end group in the NFL. They need a whole lot of talent. Edelman can't be somebody that prohibits you from acquiring more of it. On that note, though, on the tight end room, former Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph, who was just released by the organization, is reportedly interested in the playoffs. In the Patriots. Kyle Rudolph reportedly interested in the Patriots. Should they be interested in him? Yes, but at a price. The Patriots should be interested in Kyle Rudolph, but at a price. And I don't know if you can get him for that low price now. Because, first off, Rudolph's going to be 32 years old. He's had less than 400 yards each of the last 2 years. So he's older. He's been banged up. He missed a couple of games last year. And he has been unproductive at this point from at least a statistical analysis. So productivity and age-wise, he's not a guy I'd commit big money to or big years to. I think that's fair, though. 32 years old, without a lot of production and an injury history now, I think I'm well within my right to say not paying him a lot, not giving him a bunch of years. I was also told earlier today by somebody in Minneapolis that he can't outrun anything at this point of his career. He's not, uber athletic. He's basically a great red zone threat at this point. Again, that's a valuable skill. It's something the Pats have missed since Gronk. It's not somebody I pay big top dollar to on the free agent market or give multiple years to. But I would want Rudolph because he's an upgrade over my current group, which, again, ESPN ranked as the worst. I'd want him. 1 year deal, lower money deal. I think that's fair. He's a good red zone threat, veteran player, can pick up the system, has shown in his career he can work with multiple quarterbacks, and he's an upgrade over what I have. And, he can also mentor younger players, of which the Patriots had 2 rookies there a year ago. So it seems like the Patriots should be interested in him. The real interesting thing is, why would Kyle Rudolph want to come to New England? That's the question that I haven't figured out yet. I get why the team would be interested in him. Why does he want them potentially in free agent? At this point, the Patriots have no quarterback. I can't believe that a pass catcher of any position wants to go to a team or is vocalizing going to a team that has no quarterback. Really, right now, Brian Hoyer's a free agent, Cam Newton's a free agent. Right now, it is only Jarrett Stidham. That's the only quarterback on the roster. There is so much uncertainty there that I don't know why they become appealing. He's not from New England. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's not a location thing. So what is it that Kyle Rudolph wants? If he's looking for money, and part of the reason why he's not in Minnesota is because he wouldn't restructure his contract, which was about, about $10 million cap hit. So he wouldn't restructure his money. So he wants money clearly. He clearly values money, and that's fine. But you're not getting top dollar in New England for part of the reasons I just told you. And they don't really pay anybody. So if you want money, you're probably not getting that from New England. If you're looking for a huge role as a pass catcher, how can you bank on that? The team has no quarterback. The team has been run heavy the last year and a half. Are you coming here for not a lot of money to be a blocking tight end? It doesn't sound like that's something that a pass catcher would want. If he's just looking for an opportunity to be a starter, then sure, New England has that ability for him. But again, run-first offense. Is that something that's really appealing to a 10-year veteran here in the NFL? I don't know. He's just leaving a team, by the way, in Minnesota that was run dominant. The biggest complaint about the Minnesota Vikings is that they're run heavy. Hello, that's the New England Patriots. They're run heavy. So I can 100% figure out why New England would want Kyle Rudolph. What I can't figure out is why does Kyle Rudolph want New England? And I think the Patriots, by the way, I think they need to answer the question as to what are they moving forward? Who are they moving forward? Because if you're truly trying to win big in 2021, Kyle Rudolph is a very, very secondary piece. He's not a focal point of the offense anymore. He is not a guy who can be a focal point of an offense anymore. My guy in Minnesota, who I was texting with earlier, he told me that. He said he is not a guy that should be the featured tight end anymore. He had 334 yards last year, 367 yards the year before that. He's not a feature player on a championship team. If you're truly trying to win, he's just one of several guys you got to bring in. He's probably on the lower end of guys. If you're looking for if the Patriots are looking to be a youth movement team, then he's a guy who, like I said, signs for lower money and helps mentor. But does he want that? I don't know. Patriots got to figure out who they are, and Kyle Rudolph's got to figure out what makes the Pats appealing to them, because no quarterback, run-first offense, bad weather place that's not in your hometown, that none of that seems to register. Does he just like the Patriots because they like him? Is that one of these things like they've wanted to date me in the past, they're easy to get to, so I'll just say yes to them now? The Pats tried to acquire Kyle Rudolph a couple of years ago. They wanted him a couple of years ago. Is that what this is, that the team liked him at one point, so he has decided that he now likes them? Maybe. Brady Farkas show on WDEV, Napa Morrisville text line. We get one in from Robert, who is in South Burlington, who says, I like Kyle Rudolph, Brady. I think he's a little better than you give him credit for. He has been great. He is not great or dependable right now. It's why I would give him a one-year deal. He is 32 years old, he's going to be. He missed 4 games last year with injury. Now, he has been durable throughout his career, but last year he missed 4 games. And at 32 years old, I don't know if 4 games turns into 6 games this year. So I'm not giving him a 3-year, $30 million deal just because of what he did in 2016 or something. I'm giving him a 1-year deal, and he's going to be an upgrade over my tight ends who can also mentor my young tight ends, and that's how we're going to move it moving forward. So Patriots offseason, hard to believe we're just 2 weeks away from the 2 weeks away from free agency. Pretty cool to see. So Brady Farkas show right here on WDEV, AM and FM.